Hello student. Uh, Here through my own YouTube channel, I'm going to explain the first one chapter of your history, that is French Revolution. So the overall content or the major parts of the history, this one chapter of the French Revolution, I'm going to explain you. So the very important that the first main point of the French Revolution is about the outbreak of the French Revolution. Right? So French Revolution was started 14 July 1789. What the date is? 14 July 1789. That was a period. Period before 1789 is known as Old Regime. Means after the revolution, many social and political changes occurred in the society. So that's why that period before 1789 is known as Old Regime, because after that many changes took place in the society. So for 14 July 1789, that was the outbreak of the French Revolution. What were the causes of that French Revolution? Social condition, political condition, or role of the philosopher? What was the sudden cause creating the revolt among the people in the society? That all we will discuss here. And how the constitutional monarchy set up in France, and after that the Jacobean Club got power in 1792. Then 1792 to 93, that period was reign of terror under the leadership of Maximilien Robespierre, who was the leader of Jacobean Club. But after that in 1794, that also fell down, and then there was the rule of Directory. But that rule of Directory was also not successful, and anyhow it created an opportunity for the Napoleon Bonaparte to hold power over the France once again. So already once France anyhow maintain or manage a republic system, not purely republic system, but anyhow tried to establish a democratic system. But with the arrival of the Napoleon Bonaparte, who crowned himself in 1804 emperor of the France, after that the monarchy setup was there in France. And finally in 1815, when Napoleon finally defeated in the War of Waterloo, and then again there was another conditions prevail in the France. So that whole journey from the period of 1789 to 1815 we will discuss under this chapter, right? So here we are going to start through the book. So this through the chapter I'm going to explain you. So you can see this your history book. In this history book you can see the syllabus is given you. Firstly, I'm showing to you in this manner. I don't have a proper fixing camera, so using this my cell phone only for the clarification for my student or the easy access. So syllabus is given you in the history already posted to you, that which the chapter will be there. So the first, second and third chapter will be there, and fourth chapter after that. Then these chapters 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th are not included under the syllabus, right? These all chapters 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th now deleted. So French Revolution started here with this 14 July 1789. That was the condition, rioting both the Paris and the countryside. The first revolt started in Paris, city of the France. So to talk about it, first we need to come to know about the condition of the France. So France, as you can see, I'm showing to you the social structure of the France. You can see here. That was the basic cause. That was the reason that people were angry against to the monarchy, or basically you can say this two sections. First estate was clergy, second estate was nobility, and this was consisting different groups including under the third estate. And this third estate was also, you can see that the some of comparatively in a better condition, in the well-to-do condition. These were the big businessmen, merchants, civil officers, lawyers, teachers. So these professionals were comparatively in a little better condition, a little prosperous. So these groups of the people known as comparatively a little respected, got respect in the society, so considered as a respected or intellectual or known as middle class. And this play a very important role to bring this French Revolution or that social revolution. Now, what was the condition that created the situation of French Revolution? So, first and second estate, French society was divided under three estates. First estate, second estate and third estate. Now, what was the problem? First estate and second estate, these two estates were given all the rights, profits, privileges. But both the estates were not paying any type of taxes. They were getting birth privileges. You know what the birth privileges? That the all facilities benefited they are getting because they born in the clergy family or in a nobility family. And the third estate, including all these groups, were not given any type of privilege, any type of right. But this third estate or these all groups of the third estate were paying all the taxes. So understand that what was the basic cause? Yes, that the discrimination. What the discrimination? These two groups were not paying taxes but given all the facilities or rights or privileges. But third estate was not given any type of privilege or rights, but they were paying all the taxes. So later on in the period after 1789, as the education level increased or the middle class also emerged, became little prosperous. This is the middle class. First block is middle class. So they started to talk about their rights. That what was the means of the divine right? Why all the privileges is given by only these two groups which was in minority? Maximum population consists by third estate. These two groups were in minority, right? So because of this reason, the people of the third estate started revolution in the society. Finally, that revolution was as the revolution of the 14 July 1789, the revolution was outbreak in the society, French Revolution. Now we will talk about the condition. And different type of taxes were also. When we talk about the taxes, I'm showing you in the paragraph that two type of taxes is explained here. That is tithes and taille. So these two type of taxes, that the tithes is a tax levied by the church and comprising, you can see in the work, your glossary or the word meaning importance are given to you here. Those are levied by the church in comprising to 1/3 of the agriculture produce, and taille was tax to be paid directly to the state, right? Or in a simple language, you understand that this one tax was given to the clergy or nobility, or taille was a tax that was submitted to the state directly. ये टैक्स डायरेक्टली स्टेट लेता था, ये क्लर्जी और नोबैलिटी के थ्रू लिया जाता था. So in this way, conditions were very difficult, survival became very difficult, and the major reason was already this structure already created problem that was prevailing for many years in the France. Now thing is that the struggle for the survive. In the France, population of France rose from about 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789. You can see that approximately the 5 million population increased in the French society. So fulfill the food need of that 5 million population was really a very difficult task. So survival of course became very difficult because whatever already these third estate was not very prosperous group. Whatever they were earning, they were paying it as a taxes also. Later on, the population increased and food supply production was not sufficient according to the population. Right? So people started then again rioting in front of the ration shop also, and they started fighting even or struggle even for their survival. So anyhow it created a problem. Subsistence crisis were there for the food need. So the period before 1789 is known as the old regime. Period before 1789, before 1789 it was defined as old regime condition. And you have given a graphic shown is also shown to you here, that bad harvest. At the same time, already population, due to the population increase, food production was not sufficient, and at the same time harvest was also not proper. So you understand that when there was a very less production, population increase, so hunger again created the very low immune system, different type of disease also started, and causes the number of deaths there. So growing middle class, already told you, middle class under the third estate, the first one group, that is big businessmen, traders, teachers, lawyer, professional were included under the professional classes, right? So all these started fight, and they started to talk against to these all three groups. So here we will talk about the mainly role of philosophers also. Some philosopher also raised the voice and given the idea of equality, liberty and fraternity in the society. So among them, we basically talk about the three main, we discuss the three main philosophers. They played a very important role in the society. These three, I already given you explanation for that. So that three I told you or shown to you, that John Locke, who wrote the philosophy, or the book is Two Treatises of Government, written by John Locke. Then Rousseau also, The Social Contract, and Montesquieu. Approximately two treatises of government, where there was the concern or the harmony between the government or the estate. Rousseau also given the concept that there should be, of course, a social contract between the government and the people of the country. Montesquieu given a different idea. He shown the division of the power. Montesquieu, philosophy of the Montesquieu, given the concept of division of power under the three different organs: legislative, executive and judiciary, right? This is legislative, E executive, J is judiciary. So that format we are following at present also in India, and our government is also working as a three different organs: legislative, executive and judiciary. So in this way that system is working now. So this French Revolution, which was started in 14 July 1789, again reminding to you that monarchy in France. And you have to remember, the very important thing is also that if we are talking about monarchy means rule of any king or queen. So that king was at that time was Louis XVI. Who was the ruler? Louis XVI was the ruler in the period of 14 July 1789, and he belongs to which dynasty? Bourbon family, Bourbon dynasty. What the means of dynasty? Dynasty means when the member of a same family got the ruling power one after another is known as dynasty. So Bourbon dynasty was ruling in France, or who was the ruler? Louis XVI was the ruler. So later on he got married also, Marie Antoinette, and Louis XVI was having a lot of tasks to fulfill. France was already under the poor economic condition due to the long drawn war conditions. So all this situation created more and more problems, and society was already facing a lot of problems, and they were completely against to the social discrimination prevailing in the society. So that finally anyhow created the outbreak of the social revolution, or you can say that the outbreak of the revolution in 14 July 1789. Okay, so that all is given to you under these pages, which I discussed with you. Now you have to, the major last sudden cause is given you here. Last sudden cause was, what was that basic? That Louis XVI had to increase the taxes for reason you have to learn in the previous section. So main thing is that the Estate General was, that time in the France there was a political body of the Estate General. Or what was that Estate General? That Estate General was basically a political body to which the three estates sent their representative. However, the monarchy alone could decide when to call a meeting of this body. The last time it was done in 1614. Now there was again the term after many of the years. 5th May 1789, Louis XVI called together an assembly for the Estate General to pass proposal for a new taxes. means this time Louis XVI decided to increase the taxes already. So population was already very restless or against to that system of that discrimination in the society, and again Louis XVI called a meeting to increase the taxes. And that increasing taxes, this power was not singly lies in hand of the monarch. यानी लुइस 16 खुद से डिसीजन नहीं ले सकता था टैक्स बढ़ाने का, उसके लिए वो एस्टेट जनरल के थ्रू कंसर्न करता था. और वो एस्टेट जनरल एक पॉलिटिकल बॉडी है जो तीनों स्टेट के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स के थ्रू बनाई जाती है, उनको रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स इलेक्ट करने के बाद. नाउ व्हाट द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट all the three estates were not having equal voting right. So simply you can understand that concept as at present time you all know that we all are having the equal voting right, or you can say that the universal adult franchise. What is that universal adult franchise? In that universal adult franchise we all are having equal voting right. Equal voting right, that's mean one person, one vote. Right? This equal voting right or universal adult franchise we are following. One person, one vote, one value. हर person को equal voting right है. But this was not considered in case of French Revolution. Now you learn is about the first estate, second estate and third estate. So suppose if example is given you in the text, here the example is given you. So I am showing you in this way properly exactly. First estate, suppose 300 members, equal to it is equivalent to one vote. Second estate 300 member, that is again one vote. And third estate 600 members, again got the one vote. So who got the majority? First and second, 1 plus 1 2, but third only 1. यानी ये दोनों मिलाकर के जो मेजॉरिटी बन गई ना 1 plus 1 2, यानी मेजॉरिटी जो कहेगी वही कहा जाएगा. और यहाँ से तो एक ही रिप्रेजेंटेटिव गया तो एक ही पर्सन है, तो ये माइनॉरिटी में रहा और डिसीजन फाइनलाइज वही होंगे जो मेजॉरिटी कहेगी. और मेजॉरिटी ऑफ कोर्स क्योंकि इनको तो टैक्स नहीं देना था, फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड स्टेट वॉज नॉट पेइंग एनी टाइप ऑफ टैक्सेस, सो they were of course always of course would talk in favor of the first and second estate. So this time that third estate got it, this thing, that a simple concept is that all the three estates were not having equal voting right. One state consider equal to one vote overall. So in this way that paragraph is given you here, you go through with this one paragraph which is explaining the concept. But this time the people of the third estate or the intellectual or the scholars went there in the demand for equal voting right, but Louis XVI simply denied for it. When Louis XVI simply denied for it, they all were very angry against to this decision, and at the same time they quit the court and decided that now they formed firstly the French constitution or the constitution for the France, and then after they will make the policies, new policies for the France. So in this way, when they simply quit the court and given or declare to forming a new constitution of the France, so this news or this rumors spread all throughout the France, and people of the France, means the people in the countryside, also started revolt in the society, right? And in this date of the 14 July 1789, finally the French Revolution started. Okay, map is given you here where you have shown all the major port areas and all these things. I request to all the three section 9th A, 9B, 9C that you trace this map also in your copy. Okay, you have to trace the map also in your copy. I will send or post the picture also. Then the system that given you next is shown to you here, and before it the paragraph. Finally revolution was started, and that revolution or struggle proved successful also, and finally 1791, you can see here 1791, that National Assembly. Who formed the National Assembly? Member of the third estate. Who formed the National Assembly? Member of the third estate formed the National Assembly, that National Assembly finally formed the constitution that they gathered in the table tennis court of the Versailles, or in 1791 finally they formulated the constitution for the France. So in this way, what the main objective, right? You have to ask the question that what the main objective to form the constitution. So the main objective was to limit the power of monarch. Of course, in this is not exactly the republic system. Okay, remember this thing is that of course after 1791 it was considered a type of republic system, but that was not exactly a proper republic system, because still the main head was monarch, but that monarch could not take any decision. Okay, so that's given you its main object was to limit the power of the monarch. That was the main objective of the constitution of the France, and it was known, that's why the constitutional monarchy means still the king was, or the main head was the monarch, so known as the constitutional monarchy. And in that new constitution this format was applied there. You can see this type of chart is given you in the book, that is judiciary, executive and legislature. Three division of the power is given to you. That first there is a legislature where the representative are elected by the people through the universal adult franchise, but in that universal adult franchise all the people were not granted equal voting right. There were still division, division, that is the active citizen and the passive citizen. Now I would like to tell you first that the active citizen or passive citizen. So active citizen were the people above the age of 25 owning some of the property or a little rich strata were known as active, who were getting voting right. 25 साल से ऊपर जिनके पास थोड़ा प्रॉपर्टी थी, रिच स्टार्टा, मोर देन 3 days वेज अर्न करने के लिए जो कैपेबल थे, उनको वोटिंग राइट दिया गया. एंड दोज पीपल वर नोन एज एक्टिव सिटीजन इन फ्रांस. सो एक्टिव सिटीजन इन फ्रांस were those people who got the voting right. And who got the voting right? The people above the age of 25 and owning a little property. And rest all the member of the France means below the age of 25, and all the women were passive citizen in the France. Means no woman was granted with the voting right. वोटिंग राइट किसी भी वुमेन को फ्रांस में अर्लियर पीरियड पे नहीं दिया गया था. सो ऑल द सिटीजन इन द फ्रांस बिलो द एज ऑफ 25 एंड ऑल द वुमेन वर नोन एज पैसिव सिटीजन. Got it? So in this way, anyhow, those who got the voting right, they select the representative. Then there is a proper executive system through the monarch and with the minister, and there was the judiciary system through the court or the judging, etc. So in this way, finally, a constitutional monarchy was set up there, and in this way, a pattern of a republic system under the democracy was initiated in the France. After that, firstly, they given the Declaration of Right of Man and Citizen. As in our Indian Constitution, you learn in the last year also, in the class 8th, you learn the Indian Constitution. You learn that the preamble of our Indian Constitution. The first introductory part of the Constitution is preamble, where the major philosophy or the keywords or the main ideals, you can say, given. Here similarly in the French Constitution, they have given in the first page with the Declaration of Right of Man and Citizen. So all these given you in the text, you can go through with all these. So all these Declaration of Right and Man and Citizen written in the Constitution of France to give power to the citizen of the France. And beyond it, they have given some particular rights, the term of inalienable right or the natural right. Okay, so you may have a question that which rights were known as or granted as a natural right or inalienable right. So the rights which were given as an inalienated or natural rights, these rights were right to life, right to speech, freedom of opinion, and equality before law. these rights were established as natural right and inalienable right. Okay, that was the condition till the 1791. So this is the first one part 1 of the French Revolution. Again, we will discuss about the after the period of 1791 in the next one part.